was 9 a.m. on October 26, 1987 in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. 16-year-old Fred Thomas was home from high school with a sore throat. In the apartment where he lived with his aunt, a tragic accident was about to change a family forever. Actors have helped us reconstruct the events of that brisk fall morning. In a residential neighborhood of Wilkes-Barre, 16-year-old Fred Thomas and his sister Nicole were staying with their aunt in a ground floor apartment. Another apartment in the wood frame building was rented by Brenda Toole and her 3 young sons.
Mom, it's breakfast time. Chris and Shawnee always comes in the bedroom before I get out of bed. I got up and I told them to go downstairs. They usually get their drinks out of the refrigerator.
5-year-old Sean and 3-year-old Christopher went down to the kitchen as they did every morning. Brenda had no way of knowing that on this morning, there was a natural gas leak in her house.
Do you want to choose some milk? I wanted a voice scream downstairs, and he yelled something, fire or something, and I jumped out of bed.
Boys!
Smoke was already billowing through the house.
I ran downstairs. I seen the fire, and I panicked. On my way out to get out of my house was through the kitchen, and I ran next door. I must have been in a state of shock because a normal person probably would grab the kids first, and I didn't.
Fred woke to Brenda's cries for help.
I heard a scream outside, and I looked over to the next apartment. Her 6-year-old was on the 2nd story on the balcony. He was like screaming.
Wait right there, Sean. I'm coming right up.
And I ran to the house, and that's when I noticed the fire. It was right there, going up the stove, creeping up the wall. I ran up, and Sean was screaming, and his mother had him by the hand, and she had the baby. She didn't want to come downstairs. She was at the top of the steps, frantic. I grabbed her by the arm, sort of gave her a little tug to come on, let's go, because I knew that the fire was just up against the wall. And we got outside, and that's when she started screaming that her other boy, Christopher, was in there. I just kept thinking, I have to go in and get this boy. And I just ran back in, not thinking anything.
My heart was in my throat. I thought the place was going to blow up because everything is gas.
As Nicole watched, her brother went back into the burning house.
I ran up the steps and I just looked in the house on the side. I've never seen anything like that in my life. That really scared me.
Wilkes-Barre Police and Fire.
The call for help came in at 9:06 a.m.
What's the address of the fire?
From the local fire station, firefighters and paramedics were launched immediately.
When I ran back in the second time, I got to the top of the steps, and I went to the first and the second room, and he wasn't in there. And I heard the gas shooting up, and I thought it was over. I thought the house was going to blow up.
I wouldn't worry about the house. I was just worried about the kids getting out safe. I was just praying to God they get out there.
Christopher! Chris!
The 3-year-old boy was sitting on his mother's bed.
Chris!
When I walked into the room, I don't even think he noticed me then. That's how scared he was, until I said Christopher, and I put my hands out to him, and that's when I grabbed him. I tucked him under my shirt, because I know a little infant like that, with all that smoke, you know, I don't think he'd be able to hold his breath. He didn't even know what was going on. When I got out of the room, I looked down the hall, and there was that black smoke. When I seen the smoke, I was thinking I have no chance to get outside, because I couldn't see anything.
It was bad all around. The flames were starting to go upstairs. We didn't think he was going to make it.
It was very hot in there. It was hard for me to breathe. I couldn't catch my breath. I was short of breath. I got to the bottom of the steps. The side of the wall, it was all orange. As soon as I started running through the kitchen, I know I hit the door. I seen daylight. And I just went right through the door, and I was onto the porch.
The scariest moment was when I seen Chris burned, and you feel helpless.
Fred ran out to the ambulance, met us before we even got out the door.
Guys, this way. Come on, he's burned really bad. Let's go. This way, come on.
He not only made sure that the child was out, but he also made sure that we got directly to the child afterwards, too.
If Christopher had stayed on the second floor, he probably would have died. The smoke in that home, without any doubt, could have killed Christopher or anyone else in the home.
I don't consider myself a hero. I don't. I think that if somebody else was in that predicament, I think they would do the same thing.
But most people don't agree. They think the 16-year-old boy did something special, and they've given him numerous awards for risking his own life to save Christopher Toole.
If it wasn't for Fred, Chris might not be alive now.
Chris is still undergoing therapy for the burns he received on that autumn morning.
Wrong drawer.
Ready? Who's strong? You. I think his future looks very good. That's one thing nice about burns. They do make a nice recovery. You know, you might not even recognize that he was burned once he's fully grown.
Who's your favorite girlfriend? Mommy. And who?
Chris is a lover here, and everyone loves him very much.
Fred is in the Navy now. He graduated third in his class at Radio Man School. Recently, he came home to visit his family and friends. He also got his first chance since the fire to visit the Toole family.
I can't wait to see him. I haven't seen Christopher since the day the fire happened. And it's going to be nice to see him that he's on the road to recovery now.
Hi.
How are you? How you doing? Okay?
Yeah.
You look good.
Thanks.
You look good. You okay? Good.
Hi.
Even though it were a tragedy, it could have been a lot worse. Because there aren't too many things you see in life today, it seems, that turn out good. And this did.
It's my buddy.